Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Lema versus Scott and Anderson.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Ms. Lema, you admit to making a huge mistake and hope it doesn't affect your baby, Christina. You had an affair with Mr. Anderson, who is married, and believe he's your daughter's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Anderson, you say your whole life is on the line and your marriage, and you're hoping you're not the father today.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Lema, tell us how you got yourself into this mess.
Yes, Your Honor. It all started from a Facebook message when Mr. Anderson was messaging me on Facebook. So we started being friends online for about 1.5 years. Then out of the blue one day, he called me and said, let's go out for dinner. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not doing anything, so why not? We went out to dinner and we got a hotel room that night. We had sex.
Your Honor. Just one moment, ma'am.
He, we was planning a trip to go on a trip, so I couldn't make the trip, so I got on Facebook and I told him, I'm sorry, babe, I couldn't make the trip. And a few minutes later, his Miss Anderson, she inboxed me and say, like, who are you? So I'm like, well, I said, I'm his girlfriend of 1 year, so who are you? She was like, well, I'm his wife of 10 years,
Really?
Yes.
So before this, did you know he was married?
No, I did not know he was married. He did not show any signs of marriage or anything.
Mr. Anderson, was this true?
I'm just sorry, Your Honor. I just want to say I'm sorry to my wife and my family and my kids.
I believe you are sorry.
Your Honor, it was a big mistake. And, I really want my marriage and I want my marriage to work. But
and
it
I
started,
see your wife next to you and I feel her pain.
Me and my wife, we had a bad, argument and, and I decided to go out and take Miss Lema out one night. And me and her went out to, the hotel. I brought her roses and, we had sex that night.
So just this night, or is Miss Lema's assertion that this went on, she told your wife she was your girlfriend for 1 year?
Well,
that's not one night. Was it one night or was it 1 year?
Well, it was one night. I haven't heard from her in months. And then she come telling me that, she's pregnant, she having a baby, and she says mine, she wanted to be my baby and all that type of stuff. I told her, look, I love my wife, I love my family and my kids, and, I just want to move on and, get this thing behind me. And
so, let me be clear. You say this only happened this one night.
It's one night. One night. It was a one-night stand.
You never saw her again?
Never saw her again.
Ms. Lema?
That's wrong, Your Honor. That's wrong.
How often would you see Mr. Anderson?
We've seen each other for 2 years, every weekend, Saturdays and Sundays.
Was it strange to you that you only saw him on Saturdays and Sundays, or you thought he was working during the week?
Not really, because I went to his house numerous of times, but in his house...
Wait, excuse me. You went to his house numerous times?
Yes, I went to his house numerous of times, and I told her what was in her house, and I described it to her.
Oh, my God. Hold on. Mr. Anderson, where was your family when you would take this woman to your home?
They, my son was probably playing, my kids were probably playing sports or something like that.
So now your story is coming around. You're admitting that this continued past just one night.
Oh my God.
That's a yes.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Anderson, I'm going to remind you, you are in court and you need to tell the truth. It's time for you to lay it on the line. If you really love your wife and your marriage the way you say you do and your family, because you got this young woman over here describing your furniture, and that's a problem to any woman. I'm mad for her.
She's just looking for some money. She's looking for a cash out.
That's not the case at all. That's not
well, if she's looking for a cash out, you gave her the directions because you led her right to your treasure, and that's your family.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
So you become pregnant.
Yes.
And when you find out you're pregnant, who do you tell?
I went to Mr. Anderson at first. I went to his family at first. I couldn't contact him, so I went to his family, and I got rejected by them. So I was like, well, you know, that really hurted me. So I was just like, well, let me move to the other person that I had sex with during that time.
Oh, hold on. Let me understand this. So you did sleep with another man during the window of conception during that time?
Correct.
And you were sleeping with both men without protection?
Correct.
So how did you finally get in touch with him?
Well, I got in touch with him like later, like we met up and we had sex again when I was around 4 months pregnant.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That didn't happen. She disappeared.
Yeah,
I haven't, Your Honor, I haven't heard from her in months.
So when she was 4 months pregnant, you didn't meet up with her? Mr. Anderson, just tell the truth now. Just tell the truth. I mean, really. Did you know Miss Lema was pregnant?
I didn't know, but we did, you know, we did sleep around a couple times.
So you met up with her again when she was pregnant, and you did sleep with her again? I'll take that as a yes. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Miss Anderson, you are Mr. Anderson's wife.
Yes.
Thank you for enduring very difficult testimony. I know that was hard for you to hear.
Yes, it was, Your Honor.
Has the testimony you heard today been different from the understanding you've had?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please explain.
Once we messaged each other, I asked her for her phone number because I want to talk on the phone. You understand? And when she was telling me the things that she was telling me, my whole world it caved in. Like, are you serious? You know, this is my husband.
Because you all have built a lot together.
A business. We've been through a lot, Your Honor. And just to
And children?
5. Come on, like.
At what point did you hear there was potentially a baby?
She told me it was a baby. I asked him. Clearly he lied to me because when I confronted him about it the first time, he told me they had sex one time. It shouldn't have been no times.
Occasions.
It shouldn't have been no times. Even after you found out that he was married, you should have left him alone.
Okay, you're right.
You should have left him alone.
Okay.
Come on, like what kind of woman are you? Who does that? Okay. Now you got a baby. Not only that, you don't even know who your baby daddy is.
Okay,
like,
we're gonna find out today, though.
Really?
Find out today,
really?
though. Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh my God, this hurts really bad, and I try to keep it together for my children, but it really, really hurts. And just to know that there could be another baby in my family, like, come on.
And truthfully, your marriage is on the line because
my
of
marriage
this.
is past on the line. I can't. And then he's sitting up here. First he said it's one time, now it's numerous of times. You understand? I knew it when she told me what was in my house, that it was numerous of times. And he kept lying. It hurts really, really bad. It hurts really, really, really. No.
Mr. Anderson.
Don't fix it. Sorry, don't fix it.
Mr. Anderson, have you ever seen the baby?
No, ma'am.
Never.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You lie about everything else.
There's still another man you admit you were sleeping with during this time that could be your daughter's father.
Yes.
Jerome, I think we should meet him. Please escort him in.
Wow. Typical.
Maybe go right up next to the judge at the witness stand.
Thank you for joining us, sir. State your name for the court.
Cameron Scott.
Mr. Scott, thank you for being here. Ms. Lema has told us she was also in a sexual relationship with you during the time she was in a sexual relationship with Mr. Anderson. So you could possibly be this child's father. Are you clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor.
What was the situation?
Well, the situation was when I first met Mrs. Lema, we met at a gas station. Come February, I took her flowers to a job site, took her out to eat on Valentine's Day, and then in March we had a sexual intercourse.
All right, and when did you find out she was pregnant?
I found out About 3 months later, she was already about 2.5, 3 months pregnant when she told me that she was pregnant with
And she told you herself?
Yes, Your Honor.
And when she told you, did you think, this is my baby?
At first I did, until she started telling me about Mr. Anderson.
Oh, she told you about Mr. Anderson?
Yes. She told me that there's a possibility that I may or may not be the father.
Okay, so she was honest?
Yes, ma'am.
And so at that point, you did what? Did you support her through the pregnancy? Were you there at doctor's appointments?
Yes, Your Honor, I was there throughout the pregnancy.
You was not there.
I reject, Your Honor. I reject. I reject
you
that.
Object. You can reject the statement.
I object that, Your Honor.
Object too, but that's all right. You better go ahead and practice you some law, baby. Go ahead.
He didn't go to any doctor's appointments or anything like that.
Okay.
But as far as feeding me when I was hungry and stuff, yes, he was there.
So and that's a very important part of being pregnant,
Correct.
we know. Was Mr. Anderson involved at all?
No, he wasn't there neither.
Okay, and these are the only 2 men you were sleeping with at that time?
Yes.
Okay. Have you met the baby?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have? Do you come visit her regularly?
No.
Why?
Because I have doubt in my mind that she may or may not be mine, Your Honor.
When you spend time with her and you look at her, do you see a resemblance?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
You think she looks like you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lema, when you look at your child, do you feel like she looks like one man or the other?
Mr. Anderson has a child that she looks exactly like her, like the way her eyes is.
You know what his kids look like?
Yes.
She been around my children. Are you serious?
Wait a minute. When?
Are you serious?
Like sometimes, you know, he'll come meet me with the kids with them. Yes.
How old are your children?
Oh my God, I have a 12-year-old. I have a 10-year-old. I have an 8-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old, Your Honor.
Mr. Anderson.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
How would she think her daughter looks like some of your children if she's never seen them?
She must be passing by and
No.
stalking, stuff like that.
No.
Oh my God.
Passing by? Listen, I don't want to do this at the expense of Ms. Anderson's feelings, but since this is a point of contention, explain to the court, how did you see his children? You say numerous occasions. How did you see them?
He bring the kids around me, like when we meet up or something, when he give me money, like he'll bring the kids.
Give her money? Are you serious?
Yes.
Are you serious?
That is not
That's
true.
how you feel.
He bring the kids with them.
Yes.
And
That's how you feel.
Who did they think you
That's
were?
how you feel.
I'm not sure who they thought I was.
That's how you feel.
But we didn't.
Who
do
is she? They
anything in front of
auntie?
them.
That's not true, baby.
Who is she? Your
That
cousin?
is not true.
Wow.
What are your hopes today, Ms. Lema? Do
I really
you
hope
want this
that-
to be your child's father?
Yes, I
Or do you
really
want
do.
this
No,
to be
you
your
don't.
child's father?
No, you don't.
Who do
I
you
want
want?
Mr.
ma'am.
Anderson
No,
to be
you
my child's
don't.
father. He's more stable.
You want the
than
baby
Mr.
daddy to be
Scott.
the baby daddy, and it's not him.
No, it's Mr.
It's
Mr.
not
Anderson.
him. It's
Mr.
not him.
Anderson.
It's
Okay.
not him.
We'll see today.
Get it together.
We'll see today.
Get it together.
We'll see today.
Girl, get your life.
Okay.
No, what she trying to get is your life.
She won't get
And
life.
this is what the problem
She won't
is.
get her life.
No.
What we need to do here is figure out the truth, because Mr. Anderson, you have gotten yourself into, I mean, this is beyond a mess. This is a nightmare. Your bad judgment has gotten you.
Bad
judgment. This is just a shame.
Ugh.
And the only way to move forward is to get the results. Jerome.
I hope you're praying. I hope you're praying.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Jerome, why don't you take a stand right in the middle of the aisleway? We know this can be emotional. Let's all just try to keep calm. In the case of Lema versus Scott Anderson, as to whether Mr. Scott is the father of 1-year-old Christina. Mr. Scott, you are not her father.
You just stay right here.
Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. Pertaining to whether Mr. Anderson is the father of 1-year-old Christina. Mr. Anderson.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are not her father.
Oh my God.
There can't be.
Oh my God.
Plaintiffs lie, defendants lie, DNA does not lie. Mr. Anderson, when I read the result, I could see the relief you felt. I felt the relief as well, but it wasn't for you. It was for your wife. You know you need to be ashamed. I don't know what you're gonna say or what you're gonna do or how you're gonna begin again with this woman that you call your wife. Ma'am, Miss Anderson, I give you a lot of credit today. I can't say if I stood there in your position that I could even keep as much composure as you did today.
It's hard, but I mean, I feel bad for the child.
Absolutely.
Because it's not her fault that her mom is loose. But I'm happy I don't have to deal with that.
Mr. Scott, unfortunately, your doubts were confirmed. Now, Miss Lema, I want you to work through whatever was in your mind and in your heart and in your spirit at that time that would make you be in this position. And you can do it for your daughter. Remember, you don't want her to be in the position you're in now. Take care of that beautiful little girl.
I will.
Court is adjourned.